In the grim darkness of the far future, there are few warriors as feared or as secretive as the Space Marines. Among them stand two of the Imperium's most enigmatic chapters, the Grey Knights and the Minotaurs. One serves as the Emperor's psychic executioners, the other as the High Lord of Terror's brutal enforcers. Today, we'll uncover what separates these two elite forces in origin, purpose, and in philosophy. The Grey Knights are the 666th chapter of the Adeptus Astartes, created in absolute secrecy during the closing days of the Horus Heresy under guidance and instruction by Malkador the Sigillite. Its gene seed is said to come directly from the Emperor himself, purified and incorruptible. Born not just as warriors, but as psychic weapons designed to fight demons, they are incorruptible, their entire existence bound to combating the warp's horrors. By contrast, the Minotaurs emerged much later, their records deliberately obscured by the High Lords of Terror. Some sources claim they are a product of the mysterious Long War of the High Lords, perhaps even a clandestine experiment using hybrid gene seed. Where the Grey Knights fight for the purity of soul, the Minotaurs fight for absolute obedience. Their loyalty lies not to the Emperor's spirit, but to his bureaucratic will, the High Lords who command in his name. The Grey Knights serve the Ordo Malleus of the Inquisition, the branch tasked with hunting and killing demons and chaos manifestations. When a world is tainted by chaos, the Grey Knights strike, purging it utterly, sometimes erasing the memory of their presence from Imperial record. They are the Emperor's psychic scalpel, precise, surgical, and unflinching. The Minotaurs, however, serve a very different purpose. They act as the enforcers of Imperial authority, the High Lord's mailed fist. When a chapter rebels, and when a planet questions Terra's decree, or even when political obedience falters, the Minotaurs arrive. They are the hammer to the Grey Knight's scalpel, blunt, devastating, and unquestioning. The Grey Knights embody discipline through spiritual purity. Every knight is a potent psyker. Their faith, training, and psychic might is fused into the art of demon slaying. They favour elite, small-scale strike forces, utilising teleport assaults, psychic bombardments, and nemesis force weapons to cut through the immaterial. They wage war with surgical precision, and their goal never is conquest, but rather the containment of the warp's corruption. The Minotaurs, on the other hand, practice total war. Under Chapter Master Asterion Moloch, they unleash full-strength assaults, using siege warfare, mass terminators, and an overwhelming amount of firepower. Where the Grey Knights purge worlds, the Minotaurs crush them. They fight not for faith, but for dominance, a reflection of their grim or utilitarian creed. Mercy is a weakness, compliance is survival. Their tactics are brutal, and their loyalty is absolute, and their collateral damage is considerable. Their reputation and relationships are both very complex. The Grey Knights are revered, yet they are also feared by the Imperium. Few know that they exist, and those who witness them rarely live to tell the tale. On multiple occasions there have been worlds saved by the Grey Knights from a demon incursion or a chaos-tainted warp entity, only to have the planet destroyed afterwards for fear that their existence would be revealed. Other chapters regard them as almost mythic, not brothers, but living relics of the Emperor's will. The Minotaurs, conversely, inspire resentment and suspicion. Their interventions have led to the near annihilation of loyalist chapters, such as the Lamenters during the Badav War. To the wider Adeptus Astartes, they are pariahs, dogs of the High Lords, unleashed upon their own kin and doing nothing in the Emperor's will but the bidding of the High Lords of Terror. Where the Grey Knights cleanse corruption, the Minotaurs enforce obedience, even if it means slaughtering brother Marines. Just look at the number of Lamenter's Marines that there used to be before the Badav War, and look at how many there are now. Both of these chapters are powerful tools, but tools serve their masters, not themselves. Unlike the rest of the Adeptus Astartes, where they serve the Emperor, these two entities are a little less clear as to who they directly serve. The Grey Knights symbolize the Emperor's divine hand, purity wielded against corruption. The Minotaurs represent the Imperium's mortal hand, bureaucracy wielded through violence. One fights to preserve the Emperor's soul, the other to preserve his rule. And in that difference lies the true divide between the sacred and political in the 41st millennium. Both of these entities, without knowing it, act as opposite sides of the same coin to enforce everything about the Emperor. So, who truly serves the Emperor the best? The pure, psychic knights who fight the shadows of chaos, or the brutal executioners who keep the Imperium's order intact? In the end, it's perhaps that both are necessary. For in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. And some obedience as well.